Hello?
Oh.
Paris, how are we?
Bonjour!
Yeah. Paris Fashion Week. Who's been going to the shows? Because they're a lot of fucking bullshit, am I right?
Okay.
Derivative. Bonjour, mon ami. We are so stoked to be here in Paris for the launch of Champion Pinnacle footwear. Shout out Champion for linking up with Throwing Fits and releasing some fire sneakers. We appreciate you. Shout out Starcow for their generosity and such being great host. And shout out to our esteemed guest, the creative director of Fursac, the co-founder and fashion director of L'Etiquette magazine.
Yeah.
And we know you as the mayor of Paris, Gauthier Borsarello. Gauthier, how the hell are you?
Yeah, I voted for you.
Yeah.
I'm great.
You didn't sleep last
because
night,
you
right?
speak so fast and you're so loud. You know, I'm just scared.
We'll keep it
Yeah,
slow.
thank you very much.
Scared?
Yeah, of you. Yeah, you specifically. Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes me feel like shit, but thank you so much.
You didn't sleep last night because you're so scared, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because of my
Yeah.
kids too. But yeah.
Oh. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we're going to do a quick
Enjoy.
little pod here. We want to ask you, Gauthier, as a Parisian, how happy are you that the Olympics are over?
Actually, I'm a bit sad because I left town. I was scared because of the organization. You know, everyone was like, it's going to be a nightmare. We cannot handle this. It's going to be, you know, like too crowded, too risky, too blah, blah. So I left town and actually it looks really, really good. So I'm a bit sad it's over, but I'm happy I can drive again in the city.
So sad that you left and didn't even give a
Exactly,
shit to
yeah.
begin with.
I
Where
know.
did you
I don't
go?
have a t-shirt, you know, I can sell in 20 years,
Oh,
like
man.
for
Where did you
500
fuck
bucks.
off to?
Brittany, always, yeah. Where
Okay.
I'm from, in the west of France.
Typical coward French bullshit. You want to know though, so
Coward and, you know, like, no,
Yeah.
we just complain all the time.
Yeah.
So you just
I'm sure that
fuck it off.
the city must have been full of people from all over the world, but you know, fashion-wise, style-wise, we want to know, how can you tell if someone walking down the street in Paris is an American based on their clothes or their style?
I think American compared to French, they do a little bit too much. You know, they are a bit too obvious. You're a bit too costumed.
Like
you know?
wearing a tie to a podcast?
With a leather jacket?
Dress for the
No.
job you want.
Exactly, yeah.
What's
know?
that?
That's right. But the thing is, it's a
retired.
bit more like
Pedophile.
you go more like maybe by the rules. You know, the French, we hate to be in a box or in the categories. We all are, but we try always to be unique, blah, blah, blah. So I think Americans more like obvious, easygoing and smiling and saying hello, and we never do.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you're rude, you're French. Is
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Okay,
90%
that
of
makes
the
sense.
time, yeah.
Smoking a cigarette.
Exactly.
I
Drinking
guess
coffee.
vaping now, right?
Yeah, yeah. The ones smelling like strawberry.
Oh,
Yeah, but I think it's now it's forbidden, I think, no? For weeks or something like this. No?
You're
Vaping?
asking them?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't smoke. No,
Is that-
c'est pas interdit, ça? Only for kids.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nagi-san.
is that why? Is that why you guys have been protesting? Because they
Yeah.
outlawed.
Yeah, we just
vaping?
protest for everything. They did a protest for these shoes.
Really?
Yeah. They were so happy in Paris. Like, wow,
Yeah, it was a positive protest.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was a rally. It was a rally.
rally,
That's what it was.
sorry.
Yeah.
Pro and protest. Well, like, is it besides like being too loud, besides being too maybe taking up too much space on the sidewalk? Like, what clues you in that a guy is an American?
I think in the colors, you're there more than a French guy, I think. The regular French guys are more like low, or dark brown or dark navy, black. You know, it's more simple. It's less loud,
Okay.
I would say.
Monochrome.
Yeah. We're more monochrome here, I think.
What's your favorite color?
Dark navy, indigo, blue. Yeah.
French
And
ass
then
answer.
the safety yellow to balance
Safety
it.
yellow.
Yeah, safety yellow. I love
Yeah.
it.
We should just put on a shearling jacket, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Very nice.
traditional World War II British thing.
Beautiful.
Anyways, yeah.
How can I go about getting one of those for free?
For free, you have to do something you don't want to do.
Well, coming from a French guy, I don't want to know.
Exactly.
I don't want to know, dude. I don't want to know.
Who dresses better, in your opinion? Guys from New York City or guys from Paris?
Guys from London.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Why's that?
I don't know. That's something we never managed to manage here. I don't know how to say it, but it's just a little bit edgy, weird, you know, extreme. They are more rough than us, you know. They have bad teeth. They drink like
do have bad teeth.
Yeah. Now there's something strong with British people that in French we are more like maybe fancy or more, you know, elegant, blah blah blah. But in the UK it's more raw. And American is more, I wouldn't say vulgar because it's not what I mean. It's not negative, but it's more obvious, you know, and more like pâteau. Je sais pas comment tu peux dire pâteau, mais
Pato, what does pato mean?
it's like a, you know, big cream cake, you know that. It just works, you know. You do whatever works.
Cream pie.
And I think in Europe, cream pie, exactly. Yeah, you just do whatever works, and that's what I love with America. You know, you have the best drinks, you have the best sports, you have everything that works for everyone. You know, you're really good at making things easy for everyone.
That's called democracy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
We did not
maybe.
invent it.
Yeah. It's
Coming
just-
to a country near you
you do it.
soon.
But in France, But in France, it's like, oh, this is gonna work too much. No, it's not edgy enough. We're gonna take it back. You know what I mean? We have like, I think we're scared of money. We're scared of success. We're scared of all these kind of things.
Really?
And yeah, we think it's vulgar to do something that works too much, too big.
So
No, honestly, I think
too
there's something like this.
successful.
We're a bit pretentious, a bit like, I don't want to do like this. If you do something, for example, ALD, which is a huge success, in France, we'd be like, oh, I'm going to wear this with me and my team. And when you would see all the kids wearing it, to say, oh, this is too late, I'm going to stop.
You're exclusionary.
Exactly. And that's
So-
why we never do big business.
So
It's
something
always
something
slow.
is popular, you don't like it.
Exactly.
But in London, that's like real. Is that the most stylish city in the world?
London,
Yeah.
I think because they still have like micro niche, you know, like the punk, the skate, blah, 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 and they're really niche and extreme in their niche. So I think London is a more like diversity city, and you can see many styles in the street. Every time, if just one day you go there, when you come back, you're not the same. It's really strong visually, I think.
Your teeth get worse.
Exactly.
So that's where you go to like get inspired.
Yeah, London a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot. That's what I prefer, to be honest.
Where do you shop when you go to London?
Cassie Mercantile, Sunflowers with Max, Vintage Showroom, all the classic guys, you know, worn, many people. And then I just scroll and go in the bad thrift stores. So everywhere, I think,
The
everywhere.
bad thrift stores.
Yeah, that's where the best stuff comes out. For
Absolutely.
Nothing, you know?
What about Paris? Where's the best vintage shopping in Paris?
I don't really shop in the center. I go to flea markets every weekends and Puce de Saint-Ouen, Clignancourt, and Porte de Vent on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
So outside of the city.
I will need
And
someone
I'm-
to translate that for me.
Yeah, no, I'll write it down for you for
Okay.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Merci.
And it's open on Monday, so you can go there Monday.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Yeah, well, a pleasure.
As well, we are visiting in Paris. You know, we're here for just a few days. You know, for someone that's here for us
Yeah.
specifically, what would you recommend we do to have Gauthier's perfect day in Paris? We want to know food, shopping, bars, art, everything.
So, I'm really boring in my lifestyle, so I'm gonna give you the fantasy of my life to you.
Please.
Okay?
Okay.
What I would do if I had.
If you're cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do the boring stuff. Yeah.
For the food, what I love is you go to any brasserie and you order a sandwich that they make for you. You know, like a jambon beurre classic. To me, that's the best food in Paris. There's no bad way of doing it. My favorite restaurant is Racine and Gavroche because it's close to my area and I'd really love to go there.
Where do you live?
Not my office.
No, what's
I
your
live
address?
at Roland Garros in
What's your
Boulogne.
home address?
My home address
Yeah.
in Boulogne. My home
No,
address
no, actually answer that. It's a joke.
in Boulogne because I have kids, so you know you don't have much choices. For art, honestly, any museum in Paris is great. I love Jacques Marandré, which is my favorite, or the Hunt Museum in the Marais, which is amazing visually. I like Bourse du Commerce just there.
The
from
hunting
Pinot.
museum.
It's insane.
I've been trying to go,
Yeah,
but
it's
fucking
really, really
closed on
good.
Sundays and Mondays.
No.
and probably Fridays.
No,
Probably.
No. Just
Motherfuckers never open.
They're protesting
Just
now.
for
That's
you.
it.
Just for you.
What's good to go? What good to do?
Bars.
Drouot, of course, Drouot. Bars. I used to go to Cravant in the west of Paris because the food is really, really nice and the cocktails too. What bars? Any bars, like classic one. The thing is, I don't like fancy things. So I like really raw things. So any bar and you just have a cold beer and that's good
Yeah.
enough for me, you know? So
What's the beer order? What do you get?
Heineken. I like to call it like, you know, the work in the street, like the beers of the work, you know, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
bière de chantier, quoi.
Beer of the people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just classic beer. No, like, oh, this is made like this in this kind of oak, blah, blah. I hate this kind of things in wine,
Oh,
food.
like craft
I like
beers.
raw. Yeah, no, this I don't
You just
like.
want regular beers.
Yeah,
Which is what
like
Heineken,
wine.
shout out Heineken.
Yeah, shout out
for,
Heineken. Thank you
setting
for
it
the
off.
regular
Yeah,
beers.
Exactly. Heineken
Shout out
is
everyone that
the
just
best,
held
you
up their
know?
Heineken to us.
Heineken, Corona, all the classic stuff. I don't like. Yeah, it's just
A classic.
good enough.
dude.
Yeah, good enough. You know,
Yeah,
It's-
What do you think of American beer?
the Brooklyn Lager, these kind of things.
Yeah,
Budweiser?
But why? We don't have them much here, to be honest.
They're
so
imports,
it's
that's why.
Yeah, it's imported. It's too much money.
What about American wine?
I've never tried, to be honest.
It's shit.
I never.
Shite.
There's no reason to try. To be honest, we have so much here. No, I know what I mean. I'm sure it's good, but we have better here, and it's not imported, so it's just
Right.
it would be weird to drink this. No,
Oh, you don't want to taste what wine from Oregon tastes like?
no, it exists.
You know, Trump has a vineyard. Have you ever tried Trump
No,
wine?
he has a watch now. You saw?
Yeah, $100,000.
And
Yeah,
sneakers.
and he looks really
I got
bad.
one on right now. I'm kidding.
You know, as newbies to Paris, can you please teach us some of your favorite French or Parisian slang that we can use? Because
So the one I use when I drive.
yeah, what's that?
Fils de pute.
Let me guess.
ta mère.
Fist up the pussy.
No, no. C'est bon ça. Fils de pute is son of a bitch.
Oh,
Nique ta mère is fuck your mother.
sorry. One more time.
Nique ta mère.
Nique ta mère.
Et my favorite is va te faire enculer.
What does that mean?
It goes. Comment tu dis? in your ass. Go get fucked in the ass. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck your mother, get fucked.
Yeah.
Fuck
But it's
my
just like
pussy with
yours,
your
you know, it's
fist.
just like yours.
Yeah.
I hope
He's the one
this
that
isn't
comes
why you're
out.
driving your kids around.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, but you're really vulgar, I think, in France. When you're upset, it really comes really loud, I think.
Driving. Road
Driving,
rage.
yeah, because you're protected, you know, so in the street, you don't do it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You're soft.
the traffic in Paris is miserable.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with that?
It's impossible. It's because of the Olympics, they did some new rules that didn't change afterwards. So it's a nightmare.
How French. They made the rules and they stopped.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Okay, let's move it over to menswear. What is happening in menswear right now in Paris specifically that you're really stoked about?
That I'm happy about. That's a good question.
You can't just say Fursac.
No, of course not. It's a part of it, but not really. I for some months or years, I'm a bit more outside of it, so I'm more like a watcher, and I love to watch the kids. And this year, I think it's September. You know, it's when you enter class. School is back, you know, and they're all the same. Like they're all clones, and I think it's super interesting because they're really marking the era. They're all dressed the same with baggy jeans, Levi's or simple things. White t-shirt, North Face jacket, and Nike white or black. Extremely simple, and you can see like dozens and dozens of kids looking the same with long hair, listening to cheap rap and fan of PSG.
So
you
they're
know,
just New Yorkers.
Yeah.
They're just New Yorkers.
exactly.
That sounds like 1995 all over again.
Exactly. And I don't know how to say it. I'm a bit sad and happy because for them it's great because they're really creating an aesthetic that they're gonna have nostalgia about. You know, it's strong. It's very visual. And at the same time, they're all the same. So that's a bit sad, I think.
Is that because they're young and they need to start, you know, just
yeah,
like
young, you know,
what's easy?
I heard that aesthetically you're developing between 17 and 25. Musically, aesthetically, everything, that's your core for all the rest of your life. So it's super important that they do. It's important that there's something happening during this era for them.
Right.
But I'm now older. I have kids, blah, blah, blah. So I'm less in the research of my personal style. And I love to watch the others doing it. I like the nerdy stuff, you know, that we used to love 5 years ago, super like classic, preppy, blah, blah. That was really for the nerd coming thanks to ALD or this kind of brand, a bit more mass and a bit more streetwear. So I love this blending. I think it's super interesting. And I love to take these codes and to make it super radical. So you take like a very preppy silhouette, but you do all navy or all black or super simple, but with the references of the past. I like to mix, old money and new money aesthetics together. I think that's super interesting.
How did you dress when you were 17?
Yeah, take us back.
17 was a shift for me. I used to be a skater.
Okay.
And
were you good?
No, really bad.
Did you have long hair?
Yeah.
Did you have hair? Did you have hair?
I had hair.
Okay.
And long. And I always was rock and roll and skateboard. That was more my vibe. And then I moved to, you know, the French Touch with the Gemedi, with all the kind of thing we all talk about now in Paris, because there's a great reportage about this guy who was a producer and he produced for many, many people of this era. So I shift and it was like the slim, you know, April 77, leather jacket. It was bad.
Looking like the third member of Justice.
Exactly. No, honestly, it's Justice. All the rock and roll of this era, we called it the baby rocker at the time. You know, I was in this,
Fire. We need to find those photos, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
please
I can send. You can do some layout
on
in
some
the pod.
mood boards.
Yeah. I mean, menswear does move very slowly, especially compared to women's and other trends in culture. Where have you been turning for new inspirations lately?
So my biggest default, you say? Like tu dis
Go
default.
to. Your
Go to again
Not
and again.
default, comment tu dis my not quality, the opposite of quality.
Quantity?
No. The thing I don't do well is I'm only inspired by the past, you know, more than 20 years always. That's my limit. So I always go really in the past. And lately is the French furniture designer from the 30s for the colors and the mix of colors and fabrics and materials. So Dupré Lafont, Jean-Michel Franck, Ruhlmann. This is my main inspiration for like, you know, composing some mood boards. And otherwise cinema from Depardon. I'm really obsessed lately. Depardon and Romer, so French from the 70s, 80s. And I try to mix these volumes with these colors. And that's where I am now.
Sounds like a very professional answer. Thank you so much.
How's that going for you?
That was completely all over my head.
But yeah, I try to have inspiration that I never look on the left and the right, you know, people, what they're doing now. So sometimes it takes more time to design like this because you have to create your own aesthetic and to have your own fan base and blah, blah, blah. So it takes time. It's more time than just copying the guy he hype, you know, lately.
Sure.
How many people do we see copying Gauthier?
Not much, to be honest.
Really?
I'm not
clones?
sure. No.
Is that
maybe
an insult?
menswear guys on Instagram maybe, but I do too. You know, we're all inspired by each other, so I think it's healthy.
Are you flattered when you see someone who's like copying your look?
Yeah, I had a guy who sent me like 5 different Japanese accounts with like exactly me.
Just you?
5 different. No, not me. It was them dressed like
Japanese
me.
guy.
Yeah.
Just Gauthier-san.
Yeah, it was like, whoa. It was a bit shocking because I don't feel like I have a style. You know, I don't think it's easy to copy or special enough to be copied.
Sure.
And then I saw myself. It was like, what the fuck? It's really me. And I sent to my friend Atletica, man, it's crazy. It's exactly him. You know, like the colors, the volumes, the French workwear mixed with elegant shoes, blah, blah, all the thing I do, I think naturally.
Wow.
It was the copy paste. So I was flattered because I think, oh, we can decline this. But the problem is someone called me the influencer of the not for sale. And that's a bit, the problem is everything I wear is difficult to find, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
you know, and that's being French, you know. I should do something easy to
get exclusionary for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
As like a creative director, like professionally, do you purposely try to avoid consuming too much like content from other brands to like avoid being influenced
Of course.
yourself?
A year ago, I muted all the fashion guys from, people creating. The creative people, not because I didn't like to see them, but I think you see something and then you back to work, and in a month, your head just offers you this idea.
You've been incepted.
Yeah, and I think it never happened to me. Like I never had someone like say, "Oh, you copied this for me." It never happened, and I'm really focused on this. But I want my head to be free, and that's why I always watch movies that are 20 years old at least. I'm never watching a fashion show. Even I have to go for the ticket, so I go there, but I never put on my mood board something I saw on a show because I never create something from someone created by designer.
You're just sitting in the front row with your eyes closed.
Exactly. Yeah. I just watch the girls on the side.
Hell yeah.
But
That's what
I
your
try.
Instagram is now. Take out all the fashion guys, just girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, better. That would sell better.
It's work. It's
Yeah.
work. It's
Yeah.
work.
It's
It's work.
It's work.
Has there been a fashion show that you've been to recently that like was amazing?
In terms of clothing or in terms of entertainment?
In terms of, well, I mean, maybe both.
Both together?
Clothing and entertainment. The intersection.
You know, I'm really, really hardcore with clothing in terms of quality and fabrics and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I like Rico Hens. I always love to go because it's amazing stuff.
Mhm.
I love what's been done at Bali lately. Really, really, really good stuff going on. It's the second, I think, show and it's really good. Pharrell, I like to go because just the show is amazing. The music is amazing.
Right.
I'm going to stop
The
there.
spectacle.
Yeah. And it's just like, your eyes, he's American, you know, so it's like a poof in your face, like a shot of sugar, and you're happy when you go back, and then you have it down. He's like, I'm never gonna do this, you know. So it's
we've heard that a few times where people are saying that what Pharrell's doing at Louis is very American. What is
Yeah,
that?
very.
How so?
It's just obvious.
Okay, like
It's
very,
obviousness.
very big.
It's not negative. It's just like
No,
I love
yeah.
to go to America and have a good burger, Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
watch American movies.
Get diabetes. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I mean honestly, it's not a
School
default.
shooting.
Have a school
No, it's
shooting
not-
or two. Yeah.
That's my favorite. But only 20 years more, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's just like you have this capacity to do something obvious to understand, and that's something I would love to have the ability to, but I don't, and that I admire a lot, you know. Even some French guy has it, like Jacques Mus, you know, he does something and he's so brilliant to do, like, you know, like tableau or screens, you know, something you see and it's like boom, I want it, it's beautiful, it's obvious, it's perfectly made. And I think Pharrell has this too.
Is Jacques Mus the most American French designer in that regard?
I would say in a positive way, to say like
Yeah.
he can talk to the big mass super easily, and he's super strong at this. He's an entertainer, you say.
Mhm.
So when he goes to Versailles, when he goes to the South, you know, he's like you see the show and you cannot not be shocked, you know. So I think that's super strong talent.
Generally speaking, in menswear, what do you want to see more of?
Faded clothes in the street, because we all like, oh, I love vintage, but actually in the street everyone has new clothes. So I miss patina. When I was growing up, when I was 17 and a rocker, there was a guy called André, a grapher, maybe you know, André Saraiva. He lives in New York and he's a good friend of mine. He's super talented in my point of view, and he had a club called Le Baron, and at this time people had like Weston, APC jeans, white t-shirt and leather jackets, and always the same things. And you see the patina in the street. It was cool to have always the same clothes because it was like the Ramones or like, you know, the rock and roll fantasy we had. So I miss that, and everything is too new everywhere. So people go to the thrift store and they buy something vintage, but it looks new because it's not their own vintage. And I think the patina that you create yourself, you cannot replicate ever. Even if it's a natural patina from someone else, it's not yours. So I think that's my new obsession, is to buy very old clothes but dead stock and to fade it myself. But I have too much, so it never gets patina.
How many pieces of clothing do you own?
Sorry?
How many pieces of clothing do you own?
No, so,
Can you even speculate?
2,500, something like
that's
this.
pretty
You
specific.
know how many.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Do you have a
No.
spreadsheet?
What I know is I buy more than one piece per day per year.
That's
That's
a lot
absurd.
of clothes. That's
Yeah.
I think
No,
I
for
think
my
you have
job,
a-
it's like
Oh,
business.
no,
No, of
for
course.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
It's your job.
I think you have a problem.
Yeah, I know.
What? Okay,
I
so
have some
if
marks here, you know.
everyone wear your clothes, right? Wear your clothes, wear your sneakers. According to Gauthier, what do you want to? What are you sick of in menswear?
You know these sporty guys dressed in suits on Instagram? The guy
Sporty-
who's super muscle
Oh,
man with
tight
very
suits.
tight suits.
With stretching the
Yeah.
fabric or whatever.
Too perfect, like double pleats, high waist, blah blah blah. All the codes, like perfect menswear codes, applicated perfectly that I'm a bit tired of.
So what do you want to see instead? Like a little like personality or
Yeah, but
wear
that's the
and
most
tear?
difficult thing because we're all on the same networks and we see all the same things. So at the end, we do all the same things. Ramdan Touami, a creative from Paris, he said, if it's on Instagram, it's too late. If your inspiration comes from something on digital, it's too late because someone else saw and he's going to have the same idea as yours.
Right.
So when DJ Media has this great reportage on Arte that just came out, I'm going to send it because it's really amazing
Thank
to
you.
watch. And for Parisian scene, it's super important. And we all saw it. So I'm sure in 1 year, you're going to see French touch everywhere, like all the rap from the 90s, French everywhere, blah, 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 because we all saw it at the same time. So I think the key is to get your inspiration for something that's not on the screen. So you have to do the intellectual effort to go to see an old movie, to another book, to go to the library. Blah, blah. So I think that's what I miss is something different. Everything is so normalized. I think it's sad, like the sweatshirt on the shoulders or the way you wear the pants large on the tight shoes or, the volumes, blah, blah. We find something on a movie that's cool. You do it and boom, everyone is doing it. So
Right.
you have to change. And at the same time, it's still you. So you want to continue doing it. So all this kind of reflection, I think it's tricky in our job.
Would you recommend that everyone listening like delete Instagram for a month?
yes.
Or
if you're
longer?
creative, because it depends if you're just like a regular guy and just to dress well, it's great because it's like a great way of learning. But in my job, in my position, I cannot do this. If I do l'etiquette with a style I saw on Instagram 3 months before, I'm dead. It's not good enough to make it comment je veux dire, continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now it's tricky because at the same time we sell, like a long-lasting, timeless style, blah blah blah, and at the same time every 2 months we need to create something new because that's the business. I'm sure you understand what I mean. It's
Everyone log
Nothing
off,
is forever.
please. Everyone
Yeah.
log the fuck off. We know that you're a huge fan of Champion, especially as like a vintage collector
Yeah.
and a fan of their heritage. How do you see this new Pinnacle footwear collection kind of contributing to the brand's legacy that you're
But I
such a
think
fan of?
Champion is just like a creator of outfits for a purpose. That's why sportswear to me, it's weird because with the time it changed a lot. But to me, sportswear originally is to be used now for a function and for an instant. It's never been made to last, to be better with time, blah, blah, blah. But Champion always did this. Like the reverse weave, it was super thick. The fit was really bad, but at the same time, super cool because it make it iconic, but originally it's bad. It's long, it's tiny. It's like super weird. There's no seam here. It's super weird. But it became mythical because people made great things in them. And I think that's the beauty of sportswear. It's only become a myth when someone is actually doing something exceptional on it. And I think that's the most sexy things on earth is a work, effort, something that's above you. And that's why I hate coolness. Oh, this is cool. It means nothing. Michael Jordan was not cool. He was the best basketball of all time. So
Right.
everything what he did became cool because of him. And I think that you cannot replicate this. So sportswear, it just complete a full silhouette of Champion and good for them. The styles are like long lasting, good enough and basta.
So sexy.
Yeah, it's easy to mix, easy to blend with other Champion stuff. Easy to mix with like Carhartt or Levi's or whatever.
It's the meeting point of form and function.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
In a world that is full of bullshit sneakers, let's be fucking honest, and maybe I see some in this room. How does a good pair of sneakers stand out?
How many?
How does a good pair of sneakers stand out and like remain like, become a classic?
If there's like a sport record made with them, I think that's something that all the brands should chase is to actually support athletes and to help them to do like some new records, new things like Paralympics, blah, blah, all these kind of things that is great for the brands. And that's the only way to stand out is to be mythical for a good reason. But I'm not a sneaker guy because it doesn't age well. So I only had something that ages well, which is like classic white sneakers, super simple and it fades well and basta. But that's the only way you can stand out.
Yeah. I mean, some people call you a collector. Maybe some others call you a hoarder with a problem. Or maybe you're just
I'm not a hoarder.
You're building an archive, right?
I'm
You're
not
an
a hoarder.
archivist.
No, it's work.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
You
work.
said
Yeah, and if you come to
yeah.
my office and you like something, I'm just gonna give it to you.
Really?
That's my main problem, to be honest.
What's your office address?
But you will come. No, you live on Monday or Tuesday.
Okay,
so
done.
you will come.
But tragically, your office,
Mm.
your home, everyone's safe. All your storage units, they're all on fire, and you can only save one thing. What are you saving?
So I'm not materialistic. It sounds weird, but I got robbed in my home like 6 months ago.
Holy shit, I'm so sorry.
No worries. They took all my jewelry, all my bags, not my watches because you're in the safe at work, and you're not gonna know.
Smart.
Yeah.
Actually give out your home address on a podcast? Is that what happened?
No. And the thing is, they didn't steal the stuff that like the old, very fancy, not all fancy, the French workwear, super pricey, because they didn't know. They were like, this guy is crazy. And so they stole everything that was easy to sell. And actually, it didn't move me at all. Like I come from a very low ascent, so I know what it is to have nothing. So I'm not scared to lose. So the only thing I would like to keep is the gifts from my friends and family. And it sounds cheesy, but I'm not really attached to materialistic things.
Anything with a sentimental meaning is
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. But the price is not really something that moves me.
So they went for like vintage Birkin bags and things like that?
That got stolen.
Yeah.
I had the big Oakura.
Well, like all your Alessandro Michele Gucci, where they're like, oh, I could flip this on StockX.
That I don't have at
It's all over them.
But yeah, the Hermes bag is left, all the Vuitton, all the everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Gauthier, last question. How much money have you spent on clothing in your lifetime?
Honestly, my ex-wife knows, I think.
Ex-wife.
I don't. My ex-wife knows.
There's a reason why. Yeah.
No, I have no idea, to be honest. Like coming here, I went to a thrift store and I bought 2 t-shirts and it's just like
just on your walk over?
just here. It's there.
But you were
in the back.
you couldn't help yourself. You're just walking
No,
over.
it's just hi because I like the guy a lot. And he's, hey, how are you? Blah blah blah. He said, oh, I have 2 things for you. Blah blah. Okay. And I just at the end of the month, if I still have money, I'm like, okay, I have 100 left. What I'm gonna buy? It's just like, it's a problem. But
it's an
in France,
addiction. You have an addiction, 100%.
Yeah, it's just an addition to something new I never saw. It's not to have. It's just I'm always chasing something I never tried and never experienced and blah blah. And washed. I love to wash. That's my main problem. I love to wash. I have some techniques, some chemicals at home. I'm
okay,
you're a scientist.
So
and I repair everything. I hand repair everything. I alterate my clothes. I do. I'm a bit crazy.
Is there one piece of clothing that you're still on the hunt for that you haven't tracked down yet? Specifically.
Ooh.
Yeah, World War II denim US Navy gunner smoke that I never had. I have a repro from Anatomica, which is amazing and super well made in Japan. I don't really like repros, but this one I never had the hand. Oh, and the dead jacket. Super simple item. Everyone has it in their archive and I never had one. I don't understand why. The deep pocket blue with the flap.
Yeah.
I never had it. I don't know why. It's like a unicorn.
Keep searching.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keep copping.
So you have spent over €1 million on clothes, right? Let's be real.
Million, I'm not sure. I have no idea, to be honest, but
come on.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's for sure. But if I say million, my ex-wife is going to call me back like, sell the clothes now. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. That would be a good, just my eBay purchases, Grail, blah, 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 just to do the addition, just to see in the year.
Math.
Yeah, do the
your
math.
accountant's
Exactly.
gonna quit. It's like, this is too much work.
Yeah.
Well, Gauthier, we want to thank you for coming on to the only podcast that matters. Thank you, Starcow. Thank you,
very
the
much.
audience. Thank you, Champion. The Pinnacle Footwear Collection is out now. And yeah, that's a wrap.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you so much, man. We
Enjoy
appreciate
Paris.
you.
Enjoy
Au revoir.
Paris. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Thank you, guys.
Your mic was plugged in, right? When you were doing it?
We gotta do it again.
No, that was fantastic.
Because I started the
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go now.
Yeah.
No, here.
C'est coupé.
Yeah. Good. All right, great. Good.
Cameron's okay?
Good.